Hey guys, you're gonna have to deal with a tired me today. I only got a few hours of sleep last night because somebody played with the air conditioner. I woke up into a pile of sweat at like 4 o'clock in the morning after only sleeping for 3 hours. And since work really isn't hopping, it was a very long day. But I know a lot of you guys followed on Be the Change, or no, on Change Makers. I'm sorry, it's Anthony. I need hair dye. On the Change Makers show. So they have many different shows. The Truth Will Set You Free. You can find that podcast. Hey, Madeline. But having Daryl Davis on tonight was just absolutely amazing, and I am so glad he said part two. So hopefully they bring him back soon. If you have not watched it, get your butt over there and watch it. Anthony just messaged me. I had sent him a message about that was freaking amazing, and he said thank you. And I'm glad I've seen a lot of you guys there. Thank you so much for coming over. Please support what they're doing. Sorry, satellite internet. I'm going to do the best I can to support these guys because from the very beginning of this, I have done nothing but preach unity. Actually, one of the paintings that I did and put the vinyl on before I hit the road is a red, white, and blue canvas, and I put the United States on it, and above in mandala letters says unity. And I did that before I hit the road with COVID because I live in El Paso. We had the Walmart shootings, and our community really came together. It was freaking beautiful. And we had just come out of a bad cold and flu season, and we were still so close and so united. And I'm like, this is going to happen across the country, and it did not. We are in complete chaos, folks. I am begging you to please be the change that you want to see happen, no matter how little, how small that you contribute. Doing something and not being a keyboard warrior is so important. What Anthony is doing, Anthony and Cash came together. Cash had that video. I shared that video very early on. Sorry, I know I keep hitting the microphone. And just look what blossomed out of all of this. I have you guys, Anthony's exciting. He's really geeked. I'm so proud of what he's doing. Fostering a healthy conversation like what we were raised and taught is so important. And just coming together. Just be kind. My dad always says, be good, be kind, be nice, be careful, He's always taught me kindness. It costs nothing to be kind. Yes, the different views tonight really, I will share it, Kimberly. I shared the video twice, I think. So it's like, if you just go to my page, even the RT says what page, it should be the first thing that you see. I shared it to both, and I seen so many people come in, and guys, that was such a great conversation. Listening to him speak, there was somebody who said that he sounds like James Earl Jones, and it's true. But he's got that inquisitive mind. He wants to gain perspective. And I've always talked about it's all about perspective and how you look at things. And he's very inquisitive. He wants to know why. Why, I'm trying to understand why you feel this way. Why does the KKK think this way? What's the thought process? And that's what I'm always looking for. Why? Why are people so... And that's why I love Z-Dog, because he tries to get... And I'm really surprised he has not done a live video today. Watch him go live while I'm doing this. I'm going to kick his ass if he does. But, promoting hate is not what we... he had a lot of great information regarding Black Lives Matter. He does not support Black Lives Matter. And what a lot of people don't realize is Black Lives Matter is not a organized organization. Anybody can create a Black Lives Matter group. It's not trademarked. They are not unified in their stance. Every one of them is different. And that's where the problem lies. if you start organizing and doing credible things, people are going to follow that. Yeah, he said he was never exposed to racism until he was 10 years old. I can't remember what happened because at that time Brady was calling. I was dealing with the GPS getting, it was like so much was going on. I wanted to sit in the parking lot at work and just listen to it because it started when I was getting ready to leave. But I have to go back and I'll probably listen to it over and over again. It was just absolutely amazing. And I forgot, he had said something. I'm sorry, my brain is so just exhausted. God, there was such great conversation tonight. Please go listen to that. It was so healthy, and everybody in the comments was just fantastic. There wasn't a bunch of bickering back and forth. They weren't even expecting to touch on the Black Lives Matter, but Daryl did open up that conversation. Oh, that's right. He was in a Boy Scout, Girl Scout parade, and people threw things at him. He couldn't understand why. And that's when he went to his mother, and they had to explain what racism was. I still don't understand the toilet paper shortage. I can't wait to get home and start making shirts. I have so many ideas. I do need to work on Photoshop some more, but as I was looking farther into the chapters, there's a lot of like video editing. So I think I'm getting through most of the stuff. I mean, I have a lot to play with, but I think I can handle what I'm doing. But we had a lot of crap come out today. I don't even want to think about half of it. I don't know what the hell. I didn't even watch the roundtable discussion that I was sent, but I guess Dr. Fauci and Trump did a roundtable with CBS, one of the reporters, and they had brought up herd immunity. Great. We can't get herd immunity without a vaccine, folks. And that leads us to the CDC thing today about, now, if you read everything instead of just the headline, stop doing that. Read the whole thing. What it was, supposedly, was a preparedness on how to distribute the vaccine, where it's, and this is organization, which is what we need to be doing with testing and reporting COVID deaths, because we're doing it wrong and we need something standardized so we are all reporting the same thing. And that's part of the problem. Every state does it different. You're going to see the numbers change. It is not a hoax. It's because they're going back and changing what they screwed up. This is why I feel personally that Trump took the numbers away from the CDC, is because we have all the inaccurate reports. We need accurate numbers. We're not going to get them if people keep tampering with crap. It's so frustrating. I did share that article today with the Brady-Kynens. I do have to do some research because we don't discuss them so much. So I do need to get out my respiratory Bible and dig that out and do some reading. I did not have the energy to do so today on 3 hours of sleep. Medical articles are not my thing when it comes to that. I don't ever think that we are going... Folks, there was some Z-Dog videos that he did today, and I do need to share them. They're very short and sweet, but I honestly feel that this is going to peter out and just become the common cold. I really think that the people who were going to be the majorly affected from the beginning have already really been affected, and this is going to be as common as the flu. And our flu vaccines are only 50% effective. I went to go get mine yesterday, and I got deterred by the desire for my heating pad. But I'll probably get it anyway when I go to the hospital to do my back surgery. It's the season. They usually offer it to every patient. It's kind of like a standard of care. But I really don't think that we are ever going to have this is not like smallpox. This is not like whooping cough. This is something completely different. And if we can't control the common cold, and have a vaccine for that. And folks were, they were all with their conspiracy theories. Oh, they were looking for a coronavirus vaccine, so many years ago. Yeah, that was the common cold vaccine. And honestly, I think if we can get to the common cold vaccine, we could probably deal with COVID together because they're in the same family. It would probably provide some cross protection. I'm not getting the vaccine. We have discussed this time and time again. I will wait 5 years, at least, to see what the effects are. But to try to, if you look at the dates, they're trying to get the vaccine pushed out in time for the election. You need to remove the politics from all of this. What's going on with this virus now is entirely political. I am not seeing so much of a threat to white folks when it comes to this virus. Not like I've seen with blacks and Hispanics. I wanted to bring up Brady. Brady called upset because computer school is not working out. And I pretty much figured this was going to happen. My son is not the child to sit in front of a TV or computer for hours on end. He has to be out investigating, learning, and doing real things. So they've decided, we've all kind of agreed that going to school for him, because his poor stepmom cannot deal with a child that she has in first grade that she's teaching how to read, and then Brady not wanting to sit still and trying to teach him and keep him focused on the teacher on the computer. It's just not going to work for him. Maybe when he gets older and he's learned some self-discipline, but not today. So Brady's going to be going to school. I'm okay with it. I think after seeing Georgia schools are open here, I do not have an influx of children. I haven't even seen a single kid in the hospital. If the school is going to, and his school system is kind of small, I've substituted in that school district many, many times. I'm comfortable with what their plan is. Thank you guys for sharing everything. So sad that the innocence of children. See, and that's this virus. Brady was really distressed tonight, and I kind of had to be the voice of reason once again and calm him down out of his emotional reaction. I really wish he was here so we could focus on meditating, but not calling it meditating, because I really think it's going to help him. I see so much of the anxiety that I had as a kid in my son. He's going to be another brilliant human being, just like his mama. I just need to kind of foster that growth, and we need to build upon it. But he's an amazing child, and I see he is a spitting image of his mother. So I do know the guidance that he needs, and I do understand what he's struggling with. He was able to calm himself down pretty good today, though. All my Kimberlys are here. Yes, Kimberly, Black Lives Matter does need one professional representative, and shit, Daryl Davis would be a great one. Just saying, he could bring so much calm to that group and unite people and help them understand. I really think if anybody could be the voice of reason with Black Lives Matter right now, I think Daryl Davis could be the one. He's freaking amazing. He's so calm, so understanding, so patient. I mean, not a single voice raised. And he even was able to teach Cash tonight inadvertently. Cash really learned some valuable information and lessons because he's a firecracker. He gets fired up, and he said at the end of the video, wow, man, you've really inspired me to make some changes in what I do, because Cash is growing. He is now the founder of all the Streetlight Unity movement. He's got a PR person now. They're also going to be dealing with opening their foundation in Africa. That's fucking amazing. All from that video that Cash did that I shared during my social experiment with all the black folks that people just failed miserably at. I still actually have my notebook because it's in my Phoenix notebook about the responses to those videos. And people did not really respond to Cash like I thought they would. They got pissed off over Candace Owens. And the rest of the folks who really are an inspiration, who can make a change, were completely ignored. So, I mean, that video has like 14 million views. It's been seen around the world. Just a man who overcame being in a gang. His father's a cop. He made changes in his life and he spoke his mind, and this is what happened for him. So, you might think that what you're doing is insignificant, but look at what's happened with him. All of us came together because of that freaking virus, and there will be positive things that come about from this virus, come hell or high water. You have to take those positive or those negative experiences, turn it into something positive. I will get some rest as soon as my sleep meds kick in. I take temazepam at night. I do not sleep well. I meditated. I tried to meditate. I need to calm my brain, but I really want to go home, and I really need to get to Veterans Off Grid because I have so many things churning in my mind and questions that I want to ask before I really focus on the meditation part, because I really want that connection. So when I get up to Veterans Off Grid, I will be probably meditating quite a bit. But in the meantime, I'm trying to pose the questions to the gentleman who turned me on to the Bhagavad Gita. So I couldn't really meditate. I mean, I did stop the thoughts, but my body was just like, you're not going to slow down right now. And then when I finally did fall asleep, I woke up in a pile of sweat. And it's like, it was 89% humidity. It's in the 50% now, so it's much more manageable. My pharmacist said there will be more than one COVID shot. We will need at least twice. Yeah, see, that's just like the flu shot, guys. This is going to peter out. I really don't want people at this point. Obviously, we are going into cold and flu season, so wear your mask and wash your hands and keep away from people. But don't stop living your life over this. People are so fixated and in so much fear because we don't know. And it's just like what Daryl Davis talked about. And I did make a comment when they talk about fear and how people react and the ignorance. And ignorance isn't stupidity. Those are two different things. Ignorance is just not knowing. Stupidity is having the data and just being an asshole. So our ignorance to what we don't understand or know is causing these angry and hateful reactions. People hate this virus. We're hating each other because just like with PTSD and being triggered with flashbacks, it creates this feeling of needing to attack something. It's an invisible demon that these veterans with the PTSD and the childhood trauma deal with. And it's the same with COVID. It's invisible. People need something tangible to attack. And this is where we come in. I can't wait to get home. I haven't ordered my cards yet because I don't want things arriving before I get home. So I'll probably order them tomorrow so I can get them Saturday, which I won't be home. At least I'll be like closer to home. But I really need to, I hate these things. My ears are shaped completely different, so these earbuds do not stay in. That's why I usually have my Bluetooth headset. But I can't wait to get home and just really start making a positive impact. I am getting a lot of responses on my PTSD page. I went to the Combat Spouses group that I'm in, and it's the first one that I really understood when Michael and I separated and was reading the stories of other spouses. I even sent them to him and just ignored it completely, avoided the topic. But right now, there are a lot of veterans who are triggered and their spouses are suffering. There was one who was crying out because she wanted to cut. I did reach out to her. I have so many phone calls to make. I'll probably do it up at VOG. I'll sit down with my notebook and have some really important conversations with the veterans. And there's also veterans who have reached out to me. So I really want to take those stories. I would love to sit my ass in front of Congress. I would love to do public speaking. I guess I'm pretty good at it from what I hear. I don't see it, but once again, thank you, Mr. Benander. I will always remember you for a great speech class and teaching us to overcome fear. Hate what he did with the numbers. If I'm not mistaken, he said only the COVID numbers that needs counted is the ones that result in death. Yes. Yes, that is correct. What's happening is people who test positive for COVID but die of something else are also being counted in a lot of these numbers on death certificates. No. If it didn't contribute to the cause of death, it doesn't need to be on that death certificate because it is confusing. We do need to know cases. We do need to increase testing. But honestly, I think they're trying to scale back testing right now because it's so flawed. Testing a ton of people with flawed methods is not helpful. It's skewing the numbers even more. So I really think that we do need to revamp testing. And then once we get it right, then start testing the masses to figure out who's been exposed so we know where we need to be at with herd immunity. If we're at risk, we would still be as much at risk. Yes, correct. I mean, honestly, I have been bathing in COVID. That hospital in New Jersey was just terrible. We didn't have proper PPE. I was dealing with it from head to toe. I might as well have bathed in it. But yet, I'm not sick. Wash your hands. Wash your hands some more. Don't do it too much, though, because then you'll wind up with the hydrophilic eczema like me. But just be mindful. We just need to start paying better attention to what we're doing with our hands and sticking them in our face and our eyes and our mouth, chewing our nails. Just be conscientious of what you're doing. Follow the same guidelines that we give you for flu season. If you walk into the hospital, if you're sick, you're going to wear a mask. That's what we ask you to do. Because the hospital, if you want to get sick, go to the hospital. There are germs floating everywhere. What about the healthy? Okay, Kimberly, under the age of 24 years old, like 250 people have died. That's not very much. So, yes, healthy young people are going to get it. They might have been exposed to an extremely high viral load. We don't know. We don't know the circumstances, but we can start putting a map together. So for healthy young people that it killed, they're really nominal in numbers if you look at the entire population. Tiny, minuscule. And I would say a lot of those, I would be interested to know how many were vaccinated. I'm almost 70, overweight, emphysema. Marilyn, are you on any corticosteroids like Advair, Symbicort, Pulmicort, Flovent, anything of that nature? Proud of you, Renee. Big Pharma. Yes, folks, I have a problem with Big Pharma, and that's why I got so upset during the video that Anthony did yesterday where he shared Z-Dog's video because people in the comments wanted to start that Big Pharma shit. Z-Dog has no interest in Big Pharma. Yes, as medical professionals, we are going to promote a vaccine because the risks do not outweigh the benefits for the greater good of society. There is always going to be a small amount of people that it's not compatible with, and we understand those risks. We get the handout when we get the vaccine. This is where knowledge is important. This is why I ask you to educate yourselves and make informed decisions, not stupid ones. Get the data, look at it, and in your life determine, do the risks outweigh the benefit? If they do, then obviously don't get it. But if they don't, then the logical choice would be to get it. But Big Pharma, they are so invested into this. It is freaking ridiculous. I am so sick and tired of our patients not being able to get the care that they need. They wind up back in the hospital. They can't afford their medications. They can't afford their copays. Obamacare just exploded and ruined a payer system. And we'll talk about how healthcare, because there's different types of systems and there are benefits to each one, but this all kind of began to crumble when we started giving money to the HMOs. And we were just throwing money at them. And then things began to deteriorate. We got PPOs, and a lot of people are even confused about any of them. There are people on Medicare Advantage plans who really would have been better off just getting supplemental insurance. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about that because open enrollment is coming. And that's probably going to be an RT Says What video. So I can show things because people do great with visual aids. I've got 100 YouTube subscribers to my channel. So thank you guys for sharing. So I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on some educational videos, especially as we come around to, God, my roots. I wish my hair looked as long as my roots say I grew. This is why I bleach my hair, because it grows in black and I hate it. But I really think education right now is going to be the most important thing. Knowledge is power. I don't have any bias. I am in it for human health, compassion, because I love people and I want to see them succeed. I was like crying because my ex and his wife were finally able to build a house of their own. They have raised our daughter, their son, and have sacrificed a lot. And now they finally get to, that's the kind of person I am. I really want to see people have good things happen in their lives because they deserve it. And that's what happens when you do good things. Brady can read the comments, and no, he can't do it on Facebook. He can on YouTube, but not on Facebook. So Brady does not. No, he's not allowed on Facebook. Yeah, Kimberly, I shared that CDC thing today. They are talking about preparedness in that article. They would like to have a vaccine out. I think it's more hype to get the human race to calm down and have more faith in the administration that they're trying to do something. But the thing is, people don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. And I really think that there needs to be more transparency and I really miss Sarah Sanders, the press secretary. I don't mind this chick, but she looks fake. She got too much makeup on, fake eyes, all that. Hey, Darnell, I hope everything is great down there. Darnell and I actually met in the respiratory group, and then he wound up in Laredo with me. So that was kind of neat. See, the world just brings people together. I never in a million years, after talking to somebody in our respiratory group, thought they would wind up in the tiny-ass little town that I was in. One rep, and they follow his rules and stuff. I always thought they needed one. Yeah, I thought that they were an organized group. I didn't understand that with Black Lives Matter, it's all individual. There's no unity, and there needs to be. That will give a stronger message. I really wish Daryl would get involved with these folks and help them unite, because he would be a force to be reckoned with, and he would teach not only young Black Americans, but also the older ones some very valuable lessons and morals. And this man is so full of insight and perspective. It's just amazing. And it would be a very powerful movement at that point in time, instead of a disorganized chaos that is involved with Antifa inadvertently now. They're almost synonymous, and they really have nothing to do with each other. Black Lives Matter is not against, fascism. That's not what their platform is about. Completely opposite of Antifa's. This is like apples and oranges. Antifa is honestly a domestic terror organization, in my opinion, and they need to be controlled. I encourage outdoor learning. Oh, that's not a bad idea, but they're in Michigan, so it's going to be winter soon. I don't think the kids want to go out to the snowbank. Wharf, I miss my cat, yes. Fear of the unknown is the worst. That is what ate my husband alive. He could not wait to find out what would happen as the result of his daughter's actions. Instead, he forced it to happen the way he thought it would, because that's what the past has proven to him. We are creatures of patterns, and I found his patterns. There's still a lot more, but I just need a break from all his... I need a break from everything. I want to go back to Yellowstone. Somebody beam me over there. Oh my God. Yes, there's no microchip in the flu shot. I'm getting my flu shot ASAP. I don't get sick very often. I think I have a pretty healthy immune system, even though I feed it garbage. Oh, Madeline, I can't wait to hear this. I really can't. My microchip is in my hand right now. You guys, I love all my Kimberlys. Caseloads. Yes, we need to trace the cases. You are correct. Very correct. And we also need to follow up with these people. There's a lot of doctors joining these long hauler groups to see what they are actually dealing with. The weird symptoms that, there's people like losing clumps of their hair. Like wads of it. Is it stress? Is it, what the hell? There is so many weird things happening to people that the only thing that they have associated is COVID. And we don't even know the complete disease process right now. I hear it's going. It is. Did you get antibodies asymptomatic? If you're talking to me, I got nothing. Not a damn thing. I was tested with the nasal swab in Laredo, and it was negative. Unpleasant, but tolerable, especially if you've had sinus surgery. But I'm just precautious. I handle it like I would tuberculosis, and I treat a lot of TB patients. It's with the nursing staff. They don't deal with breathing difficulties like the respiratory staff does. I'm wondering how many respiratory therapists actually got sick with this. I mean, I know we lost a couple, but we are chronically exposed to this in our profession. But we know how to behave, and we have certain behaviors that we are taught that prevent us from spreading infection, whether it be MRSA, staph, or any other ridiculous hospital-acquired infection that's preventable if people would just wash their fucking hands. I'm serious. That's like the key to everything. It's the number one universal thing that you can do to prevent the spread. Yeah, I really think it was a high viral load on these younger patients that died. Are big pharma companies any better than Coke dealers? I mean, exactly. Yeah, right. I'd rather buy Coke. How about pot? At least it would be peaceful. It's all about money. And the thing is, folks, you have to realize that when we have these new drugs, there's a lot of research and development that went into not only that drug, but all the previous trials and experiments that they have been doing over the years to create that one drug. So all of that needs to be paid for somehow. And that's with the price of the drug that actually works. That's what happens. Is it fair? Probably not. Has insulin been around for a long time? Yeah. Do we need to be price gouging people to save their lives? No. But we also, at the same time, I play devil's advocate, folks. If you're overweight, you know that your diet, and if you have diabetes type 2, it is almost completely able to be controlled by diet and exercise. You do have to take some accountability and responsibility for your health conditions that you have caused. If you are not eating properly and you are overweight and you're not exercising and you're not taking care of yourself, these are all preventative things that, My daughter's stepmother, she had the bariatric surgery, looks wonderful, but she had the diabetes type 2, and now she's just kind of borderline. But you know why? She lost the weight and she's eating properly. For someone who has underlying health issues, do you think it's wise to get this vaccine? I don't think it's wise to get any vaccine that has not been thoroughly tested and investigated. I will leave it at that. If you feel that you have a lot of underlying health conditions and you are concerned and that you do promote vaccines and you are open to trial, then yes, you need to make the decision that is best for you. Do not allow somebody else to make that for you. I just would personally not get it myself because I want research. I think it's being pushed too fast. And that's another thing. There's been articles on CNN about the president leaving the WHO. Good. It is controlled by China. Thailand is who we really need to hear from right now. We have talked about them, Taiwan. I'm tired. But we really need to hear from those folks on how they were able to control the spread of this. Who's keeping the foot on their neck? Who's choking them? Who's causing them not to be able to breathe? China. China is like twisting the vice. And if we allow Taiwan into the WHO, there's going to be repercussions from China. So there is a lot of control here. I do agree that we need to rely on our own resources. Yes, we need to communicate with other scientists across the country about these vaccines and whatnot. But I think leaving the WHO was a pretty good idea. It's not like we can't look at their advice and what their work is, but we don't need to pay into this and follow this. We are America. We have a lot of strong attributes. We do not need to rely on something that caused this virus. So I'm completely okay with his decision to do this. If China's behaviors change and there's more freedoms and less control of the WHO by China, then by all means rejoin. But I really think that these are the right decisions being made. We don't like change. We do not like change. Even if our life sucks, changing is so fearful that it holds people back. Stop it. You're preventing yourself from living when you let fear control everything. Listening is paramount, and there was so much listening done tonight. I am so happy. Yeah, it could be from the stress. I am really, I do not want to be the spokesperson for COVID. Spouses dealing with PTSD, combat veterans, that's me. Z-Dog is tired of talking about COVID. I'm tired of talking about COVID. It's all politicized now. All of this hype, all of the media, everything now that is going on with this damn virus is political. And it's only going to get... Folks, when I go back to work, I don't think I'll be choosing a large city to go to. I want to be the farthest freaking hell away from any major city when that election happens, because people, no matter what side they are on, are unstable and they're going to lose their shit. That's just how I feel. I do not want to be anywhere near any of it. It can be thyroid. Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, yes, I was talking about you. Thank you guys. Oh, C. diff. C. diff is another nasty one. That is actually caused from antibiotics, though. Excessive antibiotics will cause this bacteria, believe it or not. And it is one nasty thing. It stinks. I just wish my hair would grow, but I don't know why I cut it off. It's getting longer. I just wish it would grow faster. I miss my braids. All these sneeze guards, I mean, they are everywhere. We should have had those. That's what they need to do in schools. Just make these little, oop, got my hand stuck. Make them little sneeze guards around the desk and just to prevent the spread. Yeah, it's an election year. I really think that this was a man-made. It might have came from bats originally. Was it attenuated to do this? I do believe so. I think it was to interfere with this election. China hates our president. They're trying to gain control and insert power. And I don't think Joe Biden is the candidate to really go up against China. Trump has the brass balls. The best way I can explain Trump is a great doctor with terrible fucking bedside manner. Terrible. But he's good at what he does. He's good at the economy. He's good at asserting power and control, which we need right now. That's what we need. It's not what people think. It's not. And he's the only one I can trust to do that job. I don't like him personally. I can't even understand how his wife could be married to him, but I don't have to sleep next to him. But I do think when it comes to this country and what we need right now and what we needed in 2016 is the ability to assert control. People need to quit arguing with each other, however. Oh, geez. Hospitals and rehab centers are notorious. Yeah, it's because of the healthcare workers. They're disgusting. They're not washing their hands. If your loved one gets MRSA or something in the hospital, ask who his nurses were and then ask for them not to be back in his damn room. Doctors are bad about it too. I am in a ton of different rooms, unlike most nurses. They don't have 5 floors with 26 patients to see. They have 2 or 3. And they're still spreading it from room to room. Doctors are in and out of the rooms a lot too. They're slacking as well. There's room for improvement. Be mindful of what you're doing. Yes, I'm not okay for the vaccine. I really think that this push to get it out by the election is like, no, no, no. Love and my little towing antibiotics would cause. It's going to be off the chain. Yeah, I don't even want to be around. I will just wake up the next day and turn the TV on and hopefully figure out who got elected president because I am not watching that shit. I'm not going to deal with the stress. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the polls right now because they are so manipulative. They're biased. And of course they're going to report that the president is low and Biden's winning because they want people to be divisive and they want them to change sides, and that's tricks that they use to do it. So I don't believe any polls. It's probably even going to be hard to believe the election numbers because I really think that people are going to be unethical, and I hope that people are checking each other. I won't be, is C. diff, we just give a special medication. It stinks to high heaven, and that's the one thing that you have to clean with bleach afterwards, not just and you have to wash your hands. You can't use hand sanitizer. Yeah, the clear shower curtains would be, and they're so cheap. Let's see here, man-made unleashed on us. I don't want anything to do with China either, except for their buffet. The China buffet, I'm good with. Some schools in California have personal. Yeah, see, that's what I think we need to do. Just have some teach these kids accountability and personal responsibility. Trump reminds me of Dr. House, only in president form. Bam! Yes. Oh, yes, Barbara. That was beautiful. That was freaking beautiful. Yeah. Yep. I 100% completely agree. No doctor or nurse ever told you about C. diff? Oh, yeah. It's from excessive antibiotics. And it creates a different problem in the intestines, and it's really bad. It smells so bad. Yes, personal space. Oh, your child is in Seattle. I'm glad it's not Portland, but Seattle is definitely a democratic extremist type city. I wouldn't want to be there. Um, the gentleman who was living in the townhouse next to the one that I rented, um, he was a Trump supporter, but he was telling me about the extreme liberal views, and that's why he put the signs up. And it's a guy living there, and he's got women for Trump signs up. I just kind of giggled. But that is the population, the majority of the pop, and Amazon is there. A lot of these headquarters are there, and these business people have those mindsets. Um, and we need to change that. Daryl, I beg of you to please be the voice for Black lives, because we all matter. Black lives do matter. We do need to be aware and mindful of what they do struggle with on a daily basis when it comes to, I don't even want to call it systemic racism. I will call it racism because it's based off of the individual. It's not, I really don't feel that it's systemic. I think that people's individual upbringings and morals are the cause for a lot of their attitudes. I want Chinese now. I just had Hardee's in El Paso. On our side of the country, it's Carl's Jr. So to have the Hardee's star with some orange McDonald's high C, if you want high C, Hardee's and Carl's Jr., that's where it went. Yeah, I really miss this. So, and then I have my peach Faygo, but I had Hardee's tonight. I was trying to navigate to all the things, but there's a special moon. A full moon is like the corn something harvest ghost moon, but it's like a paying tribute to the ancestors. This is another reason I want to get my ass up to Veterans Off Grid, because there's a Hindu part of this, and I would like to talk to Armando about it and understand that better. I have so many questions. This is the problem. My brain will not stop. And that's part of the problem with me and meditating right now. I'm so inquisitive that I just can't stop right now with the mind. It's like racing in 15 different directions, and I wish it would jump off the COVID cliff and be done with it, because we are all freaking tired of talking about it. Like, I was like, okay, there's not much to talk about with COVID. Let's focus on Anthony's movement with Be the Change. I mean, please, guys, be the change that you want to see. Do it. Please just do it. Don't talk about it. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Well, let's see here. My mom had repeated cases of C. diff, then she got sepsis. Unfortunately, that does happen. I really think that we have to touch on these topics. And when I see Anthony got a lot of shit over the Kenosha thing and his views, and as people who do not agree will do, just like the anti-vaxxers come and attack Z-Dog. They sent a bunch of hate mail to Anthony, to Cash, death threats to Cash, from black people. So when you get that kind of reaction from people, you know you struck a nerve somewhere, and you know that you are on a topic that people need to talk about respectfully. If you cannot be respectful of each other's differences, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want you on my page harassing other people. I encourage questions. I encourage healthy conversation. But if we are going to be picking on each other and calling names and shaming, that's not what I stand for, and I don't want to be associated with that. I want to be associated with the people that I am following and supporting, because they are representative of what I feel inside. I want to see change. I want people to unite and don't fight. Be a street light. I love how Cash does the outros. But it's really important right now, because we learn by example, and we talked about that in the Daryl Davis conversation. This is just so important right now. We need to go back to the old way of doing things. Have respect and open our minds. You do not have to agree with somebody to have a healthy conversation. A matter of fact, if you could be Anthony and I, oh my God, we were going back and forth for a couple of weeks, but I've had great conversation with him. I bounce some things off of him when I read something, and he is a busy human being. What he is doing is blowing up. He's got more shows. He talks to so many people. I think he sleeps as little as I do, and now he's got a new dog that he adopted from the streets. So this man is really busy, and this is what he has devoted his life to doing. And it's the right thing. It's a positive thing. This is what we need, and it's growing very quickly in a short time span. I mean, look at Cash. I mean, I am so... when I saw his video today on his live video on Facebook, I started crying. I was so happy. I could feel the man's... He's very humble. Very, very humble. And it just kind of brought him back down to that level of, damn, And these are people that won't forget, who was there in the beginning, who helped support them. It's not about the money, it's not about that. It's about being the change that you want to see happen. I haven't gotten involved with Veterans Off Grid yet, but met you through Pilot for Peace. Yes, Kylie. Kylie, where are you at right now? Are you still up in the Northwest, or are you coming to Colorado? You need to come to Colorado. I'm moving to Taos. I'm going to go to Veterans Off Grid. I have got to talk to Ryan about what kind of structure I want to either build or put there. I need to bounce some things off of him. So I really encourage you to come our way. We need you. I think you could benefit from the strength that we have with what's going on with you guys right now. I think it would be a healthy move if you came. I hope you do. He is awesome. He would really bring our country together. I would actually vote Daryl Davis for president. He should have been our first black president because he is the change that we're wanting to see, what we wanted to see with Obama, what I voted for two terms, because I believed in the message that he was promoting, and I still believe in it. But I'm looking for somebody to follow through on it, and I haven't found that yet. So following Cash and Anthony and what they're doing and their guests that they have on the show that I learned from, I love to learn from people. I like to gain perspective. I like to understand what makes that human mind work. So talk to people. Even if you have differences, you could see in that video how respectful people were in the comments, and they were enjoying the conversation. Everybody was like, freaking hell yeah, this is great. Let's see here. Why don't I get live note? Oh my God, I'm sorry, Bernadette. When do you get your account back, Jennifer? I feel funny calling you Bernadette. It sounds like a Cabbage Patch Kid's name. It should be soon. I've been out here for 3 fucking weeks. Kylie, you have to come to us, honey. Come on out our way. Please. Please, I'm begging you. I want to, yes, bring your friends with you. We have such great things. Power in numbers. We need to pool our resources. We need to get this together. There is so much to do, but I feel that spring is going to be the time where we really start to grow and branch. I think winter we're going to be hunkering down and working on a lot of paperwork. This VOG, yes, 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 Bernadette, yes, yes. I just had this conversation with Madeline. Yes, we do need, yes, that is the one thing that we really need help with. The same thing with the project I'm working on with Pilot for Peace. Yes. Oh my God. That is the one thing we are lacking, and we desperately need. I can do basic accounting. When it comes to more in-depth stuff, I just hand it over to the pros because that was the part that bored me to death. Like when I got to 401ks and IRAs, I was done. It was like, no, That ain't for me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I am moving into New Mexico. Dude, if there were trees in New Mexico, I would live in one. So it's going to be probably an adobe structure. That's what I need to talk to Ryan about. I need to ask him about the costs of building a structure versus me going to buy one to put on the property and then having to insulate it and prepare it for winter, whereas an adobe structure would naturally do all that. So I would rather sink the money into something that's more permanent and sound. So yeah, I really hope that he gets back from Oklahoma when I'm out there. Tree houses, man, I would love to live in a freaking tree house. Somewhere where there's trees and no humidity and not a lot of mosquitoes. Yes. Winter is coming and finances are tight. I want to come out. I am going to be in back surgery on 9/11, so I will not be able to be there for that event, unfortunately. But I have to get this surgery done. I need to get around. I am so tired of being in pain. All you guys look on Misty's page. She has a thing on visiting VOG. Yes, you can go to veteransoffgrid.org. I'm pretty sure it's .org. And you can kind of see what Ryan's about. He's also got a Facebook page, Veterans Off Grid. We want to kind of replicate something similar, but build upon what he's got there with the Pilot for Peace type program. But I'm going to be actively involved in both. I really stand behind both of these guys and what we're doing. I'm on the board for the Pilot for Peace program. So obviously I'm going to be, advocating for that. But I also want to help Ryan. He is not an administrative type person. He does not want to deal with grants. He doesn't want to deal with any of that crap, and I cannot blame him. I'm interested in learning. So I think that's kind of a project I'm going to undertake and help them secure funding to build upon what they have. Because what they actually want to do is like add some spots out there for like Airbnb glamping. People pay good money to go sleep out in the freaking middle of nowhere. It is free. Big secret. But hey, they're into glamping. If they want to pay to rent a adobe shelter or something, fine. They'll learn a way of life and hopefully we'll network and meet some interesting people out there. Yes, it's important to do programs. I will definitely. I'm going to be home on Friday. This is probably going to be like my last live video until maybe I get home Friday night, if I'm alive and not like lurking around the house at 4 o'clock in the morning while all you guys are sleeping. I cannot wait to get on my sleep schedule. This sucks so bad. No more day shift for this girl. We will definitely make sure before I sign another contract that we definitely confirm that it is night shift. I don't function well during the day and I'm freaking cranky. Earth bags are awesome too. Yeah, I'm really interested in learning about all of this. I mean, it's just freaking amazing, man. Nope, I don't want a camper. Nope. Adobe huts are the way I do have a video, but I'm going to like maybe have Ryan show me around again, and I'm just going to piece it together without waving the stupid camera around. But there's like pits dug. So underneath the ground, a certain amount of feet down, it gets a lot cooler than what the surface is. So with the way that the wind blows, it circulates that air and brings it to the area to help cool it. And in the winter, there's other mechanisms that help to heat naturally. He said in the dead of winter, when it was like in the teens, it was probably like 50 degrees in the hut. That's tolerable for me with a little space heater. I mean, that's fine. 50 degrees in Michigan is like shorts weather. So I can definitely get down with that. Thank you. I'm kind of scared about getting this surgery done. There are a lot of risks, and I worry because of the complications I have with the muscle that goes all the way across my back to the area of my hip and then all the way to the right side. there could be some unpleasant results. They may be temporary, they may be permanent. I might wind up with a spinal stimulator. Nobody knows. I'm trying to be optimistic. I do not do anesthesia well. I am going through this alone. I do have my friends, but my one buddy who watches my cats is dealing with cancer. My other buddy just wants to fall off the face of the earth and not deal with the human population anymore. He's also a veteran. Can't say as I blame him. So it is hard going at it alone because my husband promised to be there through all of this. So, gonna do me and stay the strong girl that I am. As my buddy Derek, who's black, always tells me, you were born a strong black woman. And that's kind of a running joke between us. So I'm trying to maintain some strength, and I do need to meditate on this a lot this weekend. I think that's probably where a lot of my anxiety right now is coming from. That, and I just can't wait to get home. But I think it's the worry of the results. They're going to be going in through my side, but not my back, so I'm not going to be stuck in a turtle shell for 3 weeks, or for 3 months. So I would get an Airstream to travel with, but we have an idea for like a business for the Veterans Off-Grid, and I want to convert an old school bus, and that will probably be one of the first projects, because I would see myself driving a school bus over like a brand new truck pulling a fifth wheel. I need a corporate. We do, and I have to work on that. I every time I want to go reach out to somebody, I realize I'm in the mountain time, and in the Eastern time zone, it's like 1 a.m. And then I forget about it the next day. So I need to reach out to a couple people, because yes, we do. I'm a glamper. Brick making and cob are also options. Okay. You can use a tea light in a can and a tent. I plan on doing that this weekend because I'm going to camp out in my tent when I go up there. Yeah, I'm scared. It's not that I'm scared of the actual surgery or the pain. Well, yeah, I'm scared of the pain afterwards. I really am. I am fully aware that this is going to be really fucking unpleasant, especially cutting through the muscle in my abdomen. Oh, shit. But he's telling me that there are many people after this surgery up walking and going back to work after 2 weeks. I'm trying to just not worry about something I cannot control. So I'm trying to mentally overcome that. On conversions of buses and trucks. Well, you can share them right to my page, Kylie. I could definitely use them because that's what I want to do. When I was up there with Brandon and Melanie, we went to Salida, and there was this performer. I shared her videos, but she's traveling the country with her dogs in a school bus. So that way when I leave, I can just take the bus. When I come back, I still have my off-grid. So the best of both worlds, and I can live like a gypsy and a hippie, which makes me happy. I'm free. Yes, definitely send me some videos on that, because that is definitely, I think, the avenue I am looking towards. I want to build a permanent structure, I think, there out of the adobe. It's just more stable than getting like a prefabbed building that I'm going to have to insulate and do all these other things to in order to be able to live in it and cool it and heat it. And if I do it adobe, then it's going to cool itself naturally. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. So I am going to get off here. Yes, solar powered showers. I also need like information. I have to find a way to power my things, like my crafting items and my computer. I'm looking for information on that as well. And I'm sure Kelly, is that his name? I think Kelly's his name up there at VOG. He kind of does a lot of electrical stuff out there. So I do need to learn about this and figure out how I'm going to power things, because I have to craft. If you ever come near Santa Barbara, I will. I will also tell you that California is probably the last place on earth I will visit except for to go to the giant redwood forest. The licensing there is a pain in the ass, and if you let it lapse, it like puts you on a blacklist in multiple other states, and it causes a lot of problems. So a California license is not something I'm looking forward to doing. People who convert schoolies. Ooh, that's cool. Solar. Yeah, I'm going to be solar powering everything. So there obviously is no power off grid, so you have to work with solar. All right, guys, I will get a hold of you. Bernadette, if I do not send you a message, just remind me. I have so much. I don't know how I stay so busy. Just when I think I can slow down, I can only imagine how Cash feels with everything moving so fast. The Kid Rock song, I'm going to slow my roll. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to attempt to hit this pillow, and it feels like the air is actually running today. So I'm good. I got to go find cake. Yes, call me tomorrow. After, let's see, I should be getting off work about 7:30. I'll have my stuff packed, and I'll be heading to a spot where I can just kind of camp until I leave, because I really don't want to spend my time stuck in a building. I would rather be out underneath that full moon, hopefully meditating. We'll see, but I'm going to try to find me a special spot to go enjoy before I fly out. So with the moon, I'm going to probably howl at the moon too, just for shits and giggles, because that's who I am. So yeah, I think, if you're going to call me tomorrow night after 7:30. I'll be on the road, and as usual, Maddie, that's when we have our most conversations. So yes, no, thank you guys all for connecting. I really appreciate everything that you guys do, what you're standing for, what you're standing up for, what you're representing. You remember, unite, don't fight, nothing to argue. Just don't argue with people. You are not going to change somebody's hateful attitude, but you will by encouraging respectful conversation. Take an example from Daryl Davis. If you have not watched that video, please go watch it, guys. It is absolutely amazing. Portable TP. I know one of the Native Americans who is moving onto the grid is building, or he brought his TP. Yeah, there's actually a TP being. I can't wait to get out there. It's going to be like really hard to like live in my apartment for the next like 6 months, because I know what I want to do. I just have to slow my roll. I love you guys too. I will howl. I will howl so loud. I don't care what people think. I don't really care about the negative opinions. And now if you want to be a positive impact, great. I'm going to stand behind you and support you. But if you're going to fight, I'm just going to turn around, walk away without saying a word. Yeah, Cake went outside with me to smoke, and he didn't want to come back in because the church was chiming its bells at 9 p.m. And I guess he decided, he was just sitting out there at attention. This cat's so damn cool. So I'm going to go to bed because I got to get up early and try to pack my suitcase at 50 pounds. It's a talent, especially when my travel bag of supplies of hair in the bathroom weighs probably 15 of it. And I still have this. Well, actually, it's not sticking straight up tonight. So as soon as it gets long enough to tuck behind my ears, I'll be happy. Yeah. So we're getting there. We are all getting there. So there's nothing wrong. You guys all be safe. Stay away from mainstream media. Don't play into the hype of anything. Honestly, the best thing to do is just disconnect from anything political right now. And I'm telling you what. I'm going to tell you what. I am seeing more and more people that I have not seen their posts in my feed since I started to follow them. All I did was unfollow a few certain people, and I hit a couple ads, and I am seeing people that I do want to see. It's just this amazing thing. I say I don't like it, and then it shows me people who don't post that shit. There's a good algorithm. So when you see the negative, hide the ad. Snooze your friends who are posting negative stuff. It doesn't mean you're unfriending them. It just means it won't show up in your feed, and it's going to put more positive shit in your feed. So, hey, Amy, I'm getting ready to hop off, honey. I got to go to sleep. My last shift in Georgia. Thank God. I remember why I moved out of the Smokies now. It's too moist here. And yes, I used the word moist. So yes, wish me luck. I'm hoping to have a great flight home on Delta. Yes, get rid of the hate. Folks, just don't play into it. You do not have room in your heart for the hate. I'm sorry. Do everything with love. As long as you do things with love and good intentions and not expect anything in return, the universe will remain right with you and good karma will come. That's how it works. Oh, Jesus, no. I am staying in the goddamn desert. The only moist area I want to be in is freaking Alaska. And they actually have jobs up there right now, but back surgery. Alaska is a place I really want to be because I would dine on fish every day. And crab. Lots and lots of crab. So, yeah, I'm done with the humidity. I am so done. It's not too bad today, but I am ready to check out of here, especially after the Bates Motel. Oh, I hope I do. All right, I am yawning. I'm going to try to go to bed and pray that I do not wake up before my alarm. Y'all have a good night.